Hey there, this is MJ. I love Star Wars, and I just wanted to come. I've got a few minutes on my hands, and I decided there's something I gotta say. Something I gotta get out there about the High Republic and the Nihil, which they're going to be fighting. I still don't. I think it's silly that in the press release stuff, the big question that got people excited about writing and being creative in the High Republic era was, what do the Jedi fear, or what does a Jedi fear, or what makes a Jedi afraid? People in gas masks that look kind of punk rocky or whatever, as they describe them, space Vikings. I don't understand why that would be something that the Jedi fear. Obviously, I want to give it a chance. I'm open to it. I'm not just some guy who's angry and feels like Star Wars is going to continue to stink. I have very complicated thoughts on the sequel trilogy, which I won't go into now because I just want to talk about the High Republic and the Nihil, and a theory I have for what exactly the Nihil's advantage is going to be. Because if they're just ordinary blokes, why should a Jedi fear them? Why are they going to be a threat that will rise to the level of needing Jedi to handle them, especially such powerful Jedi as the High Republic Jedi are supposed to be? Here's my idea. They've got these gas masks. I think that they are going to be like the Purrgil before them, who chomped on gas that was used for hyperspace fuel, and like the wolves of Lothal, all of this is coming from Rebels, of course, who are able to do hyperspace travel in the planet, from one place on the planet to another by running, or whatever. I think that it's very possible that these Nihil are going to be able to use the gas that the Purrgil use in their bodies in some way, in their bodies or in some sort of device that they have, to travel through hyperspace themselves. So they'll basically be able to teleport in and out of a space at will, and they'll be able to have a very powerful command of it, so that while they are fleeing from a Jedi, or while there's trouble brewing, a Jedi's coming after them, they're going to be able to activate the gas and instantly be gone, and the Jedi won't be able to do that, or won't be able to follow them, and they won't be able to come after them. And I think, being that hyperspace lanes are still being properly charted, this will make the Nihil able to jump in and out of spaces, both in their ships and maybe even having the gas pumping through them while they're in their ships is going to enable them to be safe. But anyway, my point is, they're basically going to be able to teleport, whether that's on large scale with their ships, which hyperspace travel is kind of teleportation, but I think it's going to be even more sharply, like person to person, 20 feet away, 30 feet away, something like that. I think they'll be able to teleport like that, and they're going to be able to use that in combat even, and teleport away from a Jedi and then back towards them, and then stab them in the face or something with their vibroblade or whatever. And I think that kind of unpredictability and that kind of I guess just that level of unpredictability is going to stop the Jedi from being able to fight them. And let's say, Kylo Ren was able to force hold or force freeze or whatever a bolt of lightning during his whole encounter with Poe or whatever, and then he let it go at the end. Maybe a Jedi would be able to force grab one of these Nihil and make them stick there. I'm going to say no. The hyperspace gas, is going to be able to somehow break the force hold on the person. Or let's say they're force holding them in the air, and while they're jumping, and they're going to activate the thing, and then the Jedi stops them from being able to physically jump away. The Nihil person will teleport themselves somewhere 20 feet away or whatever, and they'll still be X amount of feet off the floor, or just 1 or 2 feet off the floor, and then they'll still fall, but they'll fall away from the Jedi, and they'll be out of harm's way and unreachable by that particular Jedi. I think that kind of thing is enough to make them a threat. I think it's enough to make them dangerous, and I think it's enough of a novel ability that it'll keep the confrontations that they have with the Jedi exciting, especially because it's only going to be one comic book series. I mean, how long has Nightcrawler been around? I'm speaking of the X-Men's Nightcrawler, of course, who has the power of teleportation. How long has he been around and been able to have fresh and exciting stories using his teleportation ability. I think we could be seeing something like that. And that's basically the full idea I have about what is going to make the Nihil so dangerous. I think it'll definitely involve hyperspace, but to sum up, it'll be that their ships will be able to jump through hyperspace in very dangerous ways, and maybe they're going to be like nihilistic and not care if they live or die, and they'll be making very dangerous hyperspace jumps, without uncharted lanes, and they will also be able to do that like teleportation that I talked about. So that's what I'm thinking, and that's basically all I have to say. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If you think I'm crazy or if you like my theory, either way, give me a comment, leave a comment. We can talk about this. I'd love to discuss this with more people. I don't have a lot of people I can talk deep Star Wars with in my life. My family enjoys Star Wars with me, but just like kind of on a real cursory level, nothing too deep. Anyway, besides that, I do want to let you know that I typically review Marvel comics on my channel and on my podcast, Swinging Through Comics. You can get it both in an audio-only feed, which is the podcast, or you can see the videos that I do, which have like visual aids to them. What is going on here, guys? And that's on my channel, Swinging Through Comics. So if you're new here, I think I want to start doing a lot more just like commentary and things like that, talking about different topics like this related to Star Wars, because I enjoy Star Wars so much, and I have a pretty long history with it, and I'm even doing reviews currently of the Clone Wars Season 7. I just released anyway, that doesn't matter. You can check those things out too. So if you like Star Wars, I'm going to be doing a lot more Star Wars content on here, and I'll be doing that for a little while. My mainstay is the comics, but with other things going on in my life, since I'm enjoying Clone Wars anyway, I'm going to probably check out these Star Wars books. I'm just going to add a little more extra content, and if you're here for the comics, some of that's going to be Star Wars comics, like the Rise of Kylo Ren that I've been reviewing. That'll be here again. And if you're not, well then, you can either click on it and check it out or not. The choice is up to you. And if you get it in your audio feed, again, by being a subscriber to the podcast versions of my shows, then you don't have to download it. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Check out my stuff. I'm going to attach a little blurb here after I go. So anyway, take care, folks. May the Force be with you. All that jazz. And I'm getting out of here. Thanks for sticking with me. Check out mgmooners.com for more of my work. I'm an aspiring author who will gladly accept your financial support through coffee, or you can buy merch from my Redbubble store. Swinging Through Comics can be found on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and mgmooners.com/STC. And this whole Swinging Through Star Wars endeavor that I'm doing, where I'm adding a little more Star Wars content to my life, can also be found there. Relevant links are in the show notes, like I said. If you had a good time, like and share this, subscribe, ring that bell to catch me next time. I'm swinging through a galaxy far, far away. I have a cool Luke Skywalker shirt based on something said in the comics, in the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, so you might want to check that out. Shirt, t-shirt, that's kind of the same thing, mug, sweater, sticker, whatever you want, you can get on that at Redbubble.